Hi, my name is Kennedy Murire. I'm a management consultant by profession, and today we are talking about leadership and specifically about listening, a skill that most people find very difficult to implement. Leadership establishes direction by developing a vision. It aligns people by communicating that vision, and then it inspires people to overcome hurdles. Leadership is about coping with change. Today, we are talking about leadership, and our main focus is on listening. Leaders need to be able to listen and hear what their followers basically say. A lot of leaders actually miss out in terms of what the leaders will say. You can look at political leaders, you can look at church leaders, you can look at managing directors, you can look at any other type of leader. The problem that we have with leaders is that we know that leaders are driven people who are there to establish direction by developing a vision, for the entity, whatever vision they have. And they would want to communicate that vision basically to the people. And they also need to make sure that they inspire the people to overcome the hurdles that might actually stand in the way of the implementation of that specific vision. Leadership is about coping with change. A leader is very versatile. He or she will be in a position to ensure that whatever changes basically are thrown at them, they should be able to say, we can change direction, or we can change this particular, and come up almost like a person who is able to think on their feet. However, in our current context, the context that we're talking about in terms of leadership, we are looking at leaders within the corporate world, within the business world, also in governments, NGOs, and other entities. And specifically, we are saying that there seems to be a major problem, because can you imagine somebody getting a job? They're excited about the job they've actually got. They want to go and work. Day one, they're excited. Day two, they're excited. But 30 or 40 days, or probably 100 days later, they suddenly, the momentum is going. And, they start looking at things from a point where they're saying, politics within the business environment is actually catching up, with them. And one such issue that we have found to be affecting a lot of employees or subordinates is the fact that, they would come up with stories that say, that we are not being listened to. When I've come up with suggestions regarding a particular product, a particular service, innovation in this particular area, but no one takes my suggestions very seriously. In other words, nobody's basically listening. When that happens, employees or subordinates have a tendency of leaving, their brain power right at the doorsteps. They just walk into their work environment, and they are not prepared to apply themselves, because they would say, look, what's the use anyway? Nobody's going to listen to me. I've given suggestions, but nobody is listening. We're talking about, the skill of listening will receive special attention in our talk today, because this skill is the bedrock of all other skills. Every other skill basically, is built upon this particular skill. Let me give you an example. If, for example, you are conducting what we call appraisals, as a manager or as a leader, you need to be able to listen. As you ask questions, you need to hear what the subordinate is basically saying. The same thing if you're a parent and you're talking to your child, and you need to be in a position to listen, to hear what the child is actually saying.